again, everyone, and welcome back to the Frontline with Joe and Joe Pasillo and Joe Resinello. Let us go into the breach. Joe, I'm just going to play this clip. This is at a Starbucks, and I need your help because I honestly, this has been going on for a while now, so this is not new, but you got to help me to try to understand what the F is going on in the world. This is just a 20-second clip.
I witnessed a Starbucks Karen firsthand today.
You seriously need to stop, dude. That's fucked up. Go.
So, Joe, here's the thing. Okay.
What city is that? Do you know?
I think it was Seattle.
Oh, shocking.
So let me just see. Yeah, it doesn't say. But even so, Joe, what the hell is going on? Please help me.
Well, you look at some of the big cities, particularly, I know San Francisco, $800, you don't get prosecuted if you steal.
What the hell's that all about?
If you ask me, call me a conspiracy nut, but this is my thoughts. These are DAs that were put in, funded by George Soros. It was low-hanging fruit. He didn't have to invest a lot of money in their campaigns. He helped them to get elected, similar to what you see in New York with Alvin Bragg. You're destabilizing the society. Basically, when you don't have a rule of law where you can get away with that, you're destabilizing the society. And when the society gets destabilized, the state has to swoop in, and that is the goal. It's a tactic, if you ask me. And that's what's happening in a lot of these cities. These DAs are not prosecuting people for doing stuff like that. 20 years ago, if you did that, you got arrested. And
Joe, if you mentioned $800 when we were kids. If you stole a package of Wrigley Spearmint gum, forget about getting arrested, and you got caught, your mother and father would have beat the shit out of you.
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's another conversation altogether. But think of it this way. Someone owns that Starbucks.
Right.
Okay? Someone like us, potentially. Are you going to invest in a city that allows that? No. I recently heard an interview with RFK. He was talking about San Francisco. He was there for a period of time, and he was talking about a section of the city which used to have a lot of high-end shops. He says they're all boarded up.
Right.
Why? Just for the same reason I just said. You're not going to put an investment in a city basically to lose it.
Right.
And that is part of the strategy. People say, oh, you're a conspiracy nut. No, you're destabilizing the society, and then the state swoops in.
And here's another thing. They don't care.
I
think you're right. They don't care about the ideology of the company either, because let's face it, Starbucks is a woke company. What's his name? Howard Schultz? Starbucks is, I've always said that's why I don't drink Starbucks. I find them to be anti-Christian. Okay. They're all pro-rainbow flags. They got in trouble because of the union issue. Bernie Sanders grilling Howard Schultz. I want to say two lefties arguing with one another. Okay. Now, Howard Schultz, in fairness, came from nothing, but he's a lefty. Okay. And they're doing this in Starbucks. And it's like, so that means even some of the woke corporations aren't safe. Okay. When you see stuff like this, it amazes me, Joe. It absolutely.
Well, like I said, I think it's all part of the destabilization of our society, and it's working. You see, I'll be truthful with you. I wouldn't allow that to happen. And that's where people, as in voters, they should open their eyes. Person who, like myself, who goes into New York City, whatever your political affiliation, whatever you want to call yourself, the city is objectively worse off.
Right.
You're unsafe. It's dirtier. It's not good for you.
Let me throw this out there. I don't want to keep it going too long, but I want to ask you a question. There's a video going around online. Okay, now here's my question. This might go over with, let's say, to own a Starbucks in a major city is going to cost you. It's going to cost you to own that franchise. Okay, I got to imagine it's not a little bit of money. We know there's a lot of immigrants that own 7-Elevens and stores like that, Circle K, and things like Wawas, and usually they're attached to gas stations and things like that. There's a video going around. A guy walked in, again, in a place where the same rules apply. You could shoplift. Guy walks in, right? He's got a garbage can. He looked like a homeless guy. Nonetheless, comes in with a garbage can with a plastic bag and starts dumping all the cigarettes into the garbage can. He's basically trying to take him out. These two Indian guys that own this 7-Eleven, Joe, they beat the crap out of him. Because immigrants don't understand this. See, I don't understand American sensibility is where I'm going with this, that they would allow this. Joe, these immigrants aren't going to have that. They sweat blood for the money that it took to buy those 7-Elevens. Families living together like they used to when Italians first came here in a two-story house with 5 families living in there, like one big extended family. They save all their money to be able to do that. Somebody comes in to rob them, Joe. This guy, they gave him a beat down right on the floor of the place. I don't think immigrants are going to go for this, and it's going to lead to violence, which is the sad part.
Well, that also is part of the destabilization of the society. Then the state comes in, and sadly, they prosecute you, similar to what we're seeing with that Marine in the subway.
Right.
Like, this is part of the strategy. If I'm wrong, someone tell me what your logic is to allow what we just saw. It makes no sense. And why anyone would invest in that community is crazy.
And you said it right. If the owner of that Starbucks was in that restaurant and grabbed her by her ponytail and forced her back there to put everything else on the shelf, he's the one that's going to jail, not her.
That's right.
We got to leave it right there. Thanks for joining us at the Frontline with Joe and Joe. Stick around for more great content.
To all my Canadian American friends, if you like what we do on the Frontline, I'm asking you to give $1. Just $1. Production costs money. We do it for you. We are self-funded, and $1 goes a long way. That's less than a cup of coffee. In Canada, a cup of coffee might cost $5, so you're getting off easy. Please, just give us $1, and we'll keep the content coming your way. God bless you, and remember, stay free.